no dust control at this entrance whatsoever. Trucks coming in and out and rising dust limitlessly. And that's again, zero dust control coming in here. Nothing's wrong. You can see the dust lifting. That is absolutely diabolical. That dust is flying today into the estate from this side. Any other day, the wind's blowing the other direction, it blows into the houses, the windows of the houses, which we can see right here, some of which are open. And they hoover in the dust while people are sleeping in their beds, which is absolutely wrong, 100%. And it must be stopped immediately until vigorous investigations are put into place concerning the health and well-being of the people that live in the estate. You can see the bucket on that digger just blowing dust from one end of the site to the next. This is absolutely ridiculous. This dust should be dampened down on an hourly basis, and certainly during the summer when the temperatures are high and the ground is very dry and the dust is easily risen into the air. They have no measures in place whatsoever. And heavy machinery rolling in and out of this site is lifting that dust, and wherever the wind takes it. Again, entrance number 3, that's cement pile up, and that is direct dust, silica dust being risen into the air. We're right next to apartments and people living, children playing and schools. This is not right and it must be addressed. You see that dust, he's just simply sweeping that off. That is clean, absolutely diabolical. That is not health and safety, that is just being brushed straight into the atmosphere. That is absolutely crazy. Unbelievably crazy. We have no identification marks to site entrance. The sign has actually just fallen down, so there's no dust controls here leaving the site. That's very important, and there's a lot of insulation stuff, kingspan and polystyrene being blown off the site. Nothing to stop a 10-year-old child or anything else walking in on this site. There's serious gaps in the fences. Fences falling down. They have all the keep out signs, but then there's a big huge drop in the wall. There's no wall there. And then there's a big gap at the side of the fence. It's a 4-year-old child. There's no problem squeezing through there onto the building site. That's very important, inadequate security measures taken. So there's an awful lot to unpack here for the health and safety. This video is going to be forwarded on to the health and safety before it is posted online, so that all notifications have been given, and this is not about harassment or defamation of character, or it is a serious health and safety matter. We have some sort of dust control on this side, having the scaffolding wrapped, but that only accounts for about 20% of the whole site, because the rest of it is not. And that's where they're brushing silica dust straight into the air, which is, you can see, landing on the roofs of the houses that are directly behind this building site. This is an extensive building site. It runs about 500 metres from one end to the other, and it encircles the estate that we live in. Without any high vis or hard hat or boots, there's nothing to stop me walking in there and walking through the whole site. So that's not a secure site. There's children play around here, and this border needs to be much more secure than that, in my opinion. So for health and safety reasons, that's why I'm making the video, not to get anybody into trouble. High-pitched squeaking will drive you up the walls. It's for lack of grease. They're not adhering to health and safety protocols. They simply don't grease the wheels on their tracks of their high-max. And there's no acoustic barrier between the site and the residents over a long period of time. It's not on. Why do we need air protection on this site unless everybody in the houses in the estates next to it also needs air protection? Because we have no protection against the ungreased wheels of the high-max and heavy machinery. We have zero against the hilty guns and the corrugated steel cutters. All of these noises, every day that the site is open from 7 in the morning through till 6 in the evening. They're advising that you wear ear protection in this environment, and also eye protection and dust masks, etc. Now, why aren't the local community and residents here being advised to do the same? Because we are as close to the building site as being on the building site.
There's two lads up the top there now, and they're not wearing hard hats, either of them. So obviously there's no adhering to health and safety. I rub my hand across the surface of the mantelpiece. Look, that's just in one night. This is a serious problem we have here now.